There is a spirit present within Hearst Television, a spirit of innovation, a spirit of journalistic excellence, and a spirit of integrity. That spirit is the essence of David Barrett's leadership.
Well, David Barrett is the full package. He's a journalist by instinct. He's a manager. He's a caring individual. He has an intrinsic belief in news, and so that kind of commitment to what we're really here for is, I think, exceptional today.
From his radio roots in Chicago and Montreal to his success at WBAL Radio and Television as general manager, David has been a tireless advocate for the critical role of local news and information in our communities.
I appreciate all of you being here today.
He served on the board of the Media Security and Reliability Council, where he worked with industry leaders and the FCC to keep broadcasters as the first informers in local emergencies. Along with his responsibilities as president and CEO of Hearst Television, David is a director of the Hearst Corporation and the Hearst Foundations, and a trustee of the Hearst Family Trust. He is a past and present leader of many industry organizations that work for the rights of broadcasters and promote workplace diversity.
He's a person who is sought out for his opinions because his words are recognized as wise, as competent, careful, cautious, but strong.
This is the People's Seat.
A cornerstone of Hearst Television's local coverage is the Commitment Project. 11 years ago, David nurtured a plan to enhance political coverage within the station group. It promises audiences in the group's 25 markets unparalleled political content across all platforms, an effort that has been honored with 6 consecutive Walter Cronkite Awards and a Peabody.
David wants our news at Hearst television stations to be the best of the best. And by covering politics, by digging down and telling the story and making our viewers better informed, he and we believe that we are doing our job and living up to our commitment.
And despite the changing media landscape, Hearst remains one of a handful of local station groups with a fully operational Washington, D.C. news bureau, producing thousands of reports each year on national issues of local importance. Hearst television stations are ratings leaders in most of their markets and are honored annually with Murrow Awards, Peabody Awards, Associated Press, and local awards for their enterprise and investigative reporting.
Excuse me.
It is both the people we serve and those who work for our stations who are always on David's mind. That was never more evident than in 2005, when Hurricane Katrina battered New Orleans.
Many people had lost, everything they had. They lost all their belongings. They had lost their homes. They were still there working. And Mr. Barrett showed up, with not only with financial support, but he also showed up, with a handshake and a hug. And in the midst of a crisis, that goes a long ways.
The values David displayed during Katrina were no surprise to the people who work for him. In fact, they are part of his leadership values, a list of 10 things David believes are critical for success, a list that hangs on the walls of Hearst television stations across the country.
David's leadership values are the principles that guide him, and they are his expectations of us.
Do your job with integrity and honesty. That was number 1 on the list.
And those values, like caring for people, are carried over into his personal life, beginning with his 85-year-old mother, Pat, Beth, his wife of 38 years, children Liza, Kate, Casey, daughter-in-law Terry, and his first grandchild, Eva. Hearst Television and the entire industry are better because he has been there, for his values as a human being, and for his steady leadership in an exciting and challenging time in our industry. We salute David Barrett, this year's recipient of the RTDNF First Amendment Award.